Have you ever had that feeling of being one version of yourself at home, another at work, and somebody else when you're with your friends? And also the quiet strain of holding all those versions of yourself together? In 1939, Frida Kahlo paints exactly that feeling. Las dos Fridas, two of herself on the same bench, one in a European dress, one in a Mexican, one heart whole, one cut open. Both Fridas holding each other's hand. What does it tell us about Frida's life? And what, still to this day, about our own? Those women Frida Kahlo captured on this canvas are two versions of the same person. And that idea of being more than one version of yourself at the same time is something most of us know very well. The partner, the daughter, the friend. It can be a lot to hold all of them together inside us. Frida gets to know this feeling very early. When she's 6 years old, she falls ill with polio, and she spends 9 months alone in her bed in her home just outside Mexico City, where she grows up. And in this long, isolated time, something happens that she will write down decades later in her diary. She breathes onto the window glass of her bedroom. With her finger, she draws a small door into the mist. And through that door, in her imagination, she steps out of her room, runs across the field outside, and meets her imaginary friend, a girl her own age, the other Frida. So she invents a second self, a version of her that is not stuck in a sick bed. Already as a child, Frida knows what it feels like to need more than oneself. It was an early, instinctive answer to a reality she could not move through alone. 12 years later, when she's 18, the world stops her again. Frida is on a bus in Mexico City when it collides with a streetcar. The bus is torn apart and a metal handrail pierces her body straight through her pelvis. The impact also breaks her spine and her right leg several times, her collarbone, her ribs, her shoulder. She survives, just barely. And once again, she ends up in bed for months. Plaster casts, immobility, the slow, exhausting work of trying to put a body back together. But this time, something else happens. With the help of her parents, her sick bed will become the place where her life as an artist takes shape. They give her paint and mount a mirror above the bed so Frida can see herself while she lies there. And in the long hours she cannot do anything else, Frida begins to paint herself. Her earliest important work is called Self-Portrait in a Velvet Dress. She's 19. Inspired by Italian Renaissance portraits, her face is calm, almost melancholic. In this bed, she becomes both the artist and her own subject. She will return to her own image again and again in more than 50 self-portraits over the course of her life, and she will later say, "I paint myself because I'm so often alone and because I'm the subject I know best." Painting herself again and again is Frida's way of staying close to all of who she is. Because the difficult thing about carrying many versions in us is not that we have them, it is that we don't get to be all of them everywhere. And sometimes, painfully, even the people closest to us love only a certain version of us. For Frida, that person is Diego. In 1929, Frida marries Diego Rivera. He's 42, 20 years older than she is, and already one of the most famous artists in Mexico, a celebrated muralist, a cultural giant. Frida is 22 and only beginning to find her own voice as a painter. The asymmetry of this marriage is there from the very first day. 2 years later, Frida paints their official wedding portrait. In it, Diego stands large, planted like an oak, brush and palette in his hand. The maestro. Frida stands beside him, much smaller, her feet barely touching the ground. She's in a long traditional dress, her hand placed in his, her head tilted toward him. You can read this portrait as Frida's own quiet stage direction. She paints herself in those early years in the role of the great painter's adoring wife, her own artistic identity. The painter who has been working since she was 19 steps into the background. The version of Frida the world is going to be allowed to see first is the one Diego has made room for. For 10 years, the marriage will hold a difficult shape. Passionate, loyal, productive, but also painful, affairs on both sides, long absences. 1939 will be the year of Frida's and Diego's divorce, and it will also be the year that presses Frida toward a canvas that will become one of the great paintings of her life. The deepest betrayal of the entire marriage had come several years earlier, when Frida discovered that Diego had been having an affair with her own younger sister, Christina. The closest woman in her life and her own husband had become each other's, and what that left was not one wound, but two. Frida had begun to put that grief on canvas already. In 1937, she painted a small brutal work called Memory, the Heart. In it, she stands alone on a bare ground by the sea. Her arms are gone, her sleeves hanging empty at her sides. Where her heart should be is nothing but an open hole in her chest. And through that hole runs a long iron rod, straight from one side of her body to the other. The heart itself lies on the ground in front of her, far too large to belong inside her, torn out and bleeding heavily into the sand. It is grief made visible, lying outside in the open where everyone can see. On either side of Frida hang two empty dresses. On the left, the schoolgirl uniform from before Diego. On the right, the Tijuana dress of her marriage years. Each has a single arm reaching toward her. The Tijuana linked through her arm, holding her up. The schoolgirl reaching too, but not quite touching. The tension between different parts of who she is in a moment when everything has come undone. 2 years later, she returns to both motives again, the exposed heart and the many selves. But this time, she paints on a scale that is unprecedented in her work. Almost 2 meters on each side. Above the figures in the middle, there's a stormy sky, dark and heavy, full of clouds that look as if they have not yet made up their mind whether to break. Below, a simple wooden bench, and on it, 2 women. 2 versions of herself sitting side by side. Las dos Fridas. At first, you see the same face twice, but the longer you look, the more completely different women emerge, beginning with the dresses they are wearing. The Frida on the left wears a long European wedding dress, white, high-collared, almost Victorian, with lace sleeves. The Frida on the right wears a traditional Tijuana dress, a colorful skirt and an embroidered huipil, the regional dress of indigenous women from southern Mexico. Each of those dresses points to a different world that had lived inside Frida from the very beginning. She was a mestiza, a daughter of 2 worlds. Her father, Carl Wilhelm Kahlo, was a German immigrant. Her mother, Mathilde Calderon, was Mexican with Spanish and indigenous roots. 2 completely different worlds, side by side, but equally hers. And here, the painting opens up to something deeply personal. The Mexican Frida, the version shaped by her mother's land, is the one Diego loved. And the European Frida, the daughter of her German father, is the one he rejected. This is one of the moments in this work that touches me a lot. That experience, and I think many of us know it, when someone close to you decides which version of you they can love and which one they can't. And if you look more closely now, you can see what that does to a person. Both women carry their hearts on the outside, but the hearts are not the same. The heart of the Mexican Frida, the loved one, is intact. From it, a single blood vessel runs down through her arm into her hand and ends in a small medallion she holds between her fingers. Inside it is a tiny portrait of Diego as a young child. She's still holding him, even now. A thread of love that, despite everything, has not yet been cut. From that same heart, another vein runs across the painting. A long, fine line of blood that crosses the open space between the two women and reaches the second Frida. It is the same blood running through both of them. What keeps one of them alive keeps the other alive as well. But the heart of the European Frida, the rejected Frida, is anything but intact. It has been cut open and we can see straight into it. From this wounded heart, another blood vessel runs down toward her hand, bleeding. She's trying to stop it, but the blood comes anyway, slowly, drop by drop, falling dark red onto the white lace of her wedding dress. In the year Diego leaves, Frida is alone, truly alone. And on this enormous canvas, she does something startling. She does not paint herself collapsing. She does not paint a single broken figure. She paints two of herself, so that she will not have to sit on that bench all alone. The version of her that was love does not abandon the version that was not. The one that is still holding together does not let go of the one that is bleeding. She holds her own hand. She comforts herself. She watches over herself. And suddenly the painting opens into something else. It is no longer two versions of a torn woman. It is one woman returning to herself. It is a portrait of two versions of Frida who are alive only because they are still connected to each other. It is a painting about a woman so completely abandoned, becoming the only one still there for herself. In the loneliness of that year, she had no one to turn to but herself. So she painted a companion like the imaginary friend from her childhood. Same face, same body, holding her own hand. She was healing herself. Usually, we are not just two versions the way Frida painted it. We are many, all of them inside of us. Some of them get loved, some of them get tolerated, some of them, maybe even we ourselves, have never really met. But the gesture in the middle of this painting belongs to all of them. So maybe the work of a life is not to find the one true version of us. Maybe it is to set all the versions we have ever been and ever will be on the same bench. That is what Frida Kahlo leaves us with. A woman who took everything she was, the loved and the unloved, the European and the Mexican, the wounded and the whole, and put it all on the same canvas, so that no part of her would have to sit alone.